everyone. Welcome to Gina Rapping a Bay Productions.
You know what? That actually might have been the perfect intro to this possible, just because that's literally how the game went, right? You started a little bit slow, but now when it's time to go, boom, you're time to go. So we're ready to roll.
Yeah, because the first half sucked. Welcome, everyone. I am Gina Rapping a Bay.
Man started somewhere tickling the keys. Oh, there he is.
Oh yeah, I just finished playing, a couple of tunes in the background.
Memories like the corner of my mind.
Just getting my beverage, ready to get into, the conversation of the day. And it's going down today. That's what they tell me. It's going down today.
Oh yeah, it's going down all right.
49er Bank for life.
You can follow me on Twitter at DanMartyMar33. I'm a new Twitter person now, so I'm out here I'm in these streets now. It's over now. They can't stop me, Jordan. They can't stop me now.
Streets, man. Don't do that.
What's up?
You still working on that beer you had from the last show we did?
You know what? The beer is done. Okay, it's over now.
What's up to everybody in the chat? Miss Debbie and Danielle Thompson, our newest Patreon member. Miss Danielle, I wanted to let you know that you are going to be in the next intro and outro.
Yeah.
Your name will be with Miss Debbie Ryan, our other Patreon member. So thank you. I just didn't have time to put it up because it takes a little bit long for me since I'm, new to this. But I got to give a shout out to 49er Bang for Life, who is our new subscriber. He said he was going to be here tonight. Thank you, fam. We got Bebop Jones. That's Cowboy. What up? Smash that like button.
How about
we got our moderators in the chat, Nate Dogs, and Marcus Los Great Christian.
Marcus is going to love the take tonight. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, Marcus. Oh, yes.
And Tanya, what up, sis? Let's go. Danielle says, I feel fancy.
Nice.
Looks good.
What's up, Tanya?
And we got Danielle's question, but Miss Debbie, I didn't get your question. So feel free to send it in. You could put it in the chat, or you could DM it to me. Antoine Redmond is in. This is the only time I hope y'all win. Please beat them Cowgirls.
That's my guy, Antoine. That's another Rams fan right there. What's up,
What's that, Antoine? Welcome to
that's my guy. He checking in tonight. That's what's up.
Thank you for joining us. All right, on bang bang, don't die, we multiply. That is correct. Dan is ready. Yes, he is. He's still tickling keys over there and getting himself a drink.
You can't say Dan's ready. Dan's not even on the street.
It's fancy tonight. We're talking about the Cowboys. It's fancy tonight. It's a couple of Cowboy fans that should be tuning in tonight too. I invited a few people. They're gonna be watching, waiting to hear what we have to say about their beloved boys.
You're wearing a Nike T-shirt, Dan. What do you mean it's fancy? Do I need to get my shirt and tie on? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's. Don't you see the leopard? Come on, what are you talking about, Jordan? Let's get with the color scheme. You see the background? Get with the color scheme.
Oh yeah, okay. I see the leopard now. I see it. There you
go. Get with the color scheme.
Oh, Damien, what's up, Damien? Thanks for coming back from the Warrior show we had just a little bit ago. Cowboys versus Niners will be like Ivan Drago versus Apollo Creed. Ooh. They will be done in 2 quarters.
Hey, listen, if he dies, he dies.
If he dies, he dies.
Ooh,
this is another overreaction, or is this? Nope, actually. So the previous one was an instant reaction. That's the one where we went ham.
Mm-hmm.
We're just talking all kinds of shit because the last one we didn't have everybody. So it was just me, Wise, and Rod. Now we got Dan the Man. We got Jordan Watkins. Rod might join us. Wise is probably be in the live chat. So Dan the man might wear all black for this funeral.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's right. Right
We
in
got
the back.
Leanne.
What's going on, Leanne? Welcome.
Hit that like button, everybody. So we're going to start off with Miss Danielle's first question. And she asks, do you think with the Seattle game, we got kind of complacent? I mean, you guys, the first half was not too good. We didn't come out guns blazing, but we did in the second half. What do you think, Jordan?
Easy answer. No.
Okay.
And the reason why, again, it's like we talked about before the game started, right? It is hard. Like, it's hard enough to beat a team two times in a year.
Talk about it.
It's even harder to beat a team 3 times in a year. And I think if anyone would understand that, it'd be Niners fans. Think about what just happened last year. You blow out the Rams the first time they played, when it was a Monday night game. There's the mule. So you blow out the Rams the first time you played them in Levi's. You come back in week 18, I think it was, where your playoff life is on the line. You have to make this big comeback to beat the Rams again to the playoffs. And then, of course, finally, the NFC Championship, where the Rams knocked the Niners off. It's hard to make that happen 3 times in a row. So I don't think that this was a thing with the 49ers letting off, because especially we've heard the team talk about it this whole time. Ever since training camp, their whole focus has been Super Bowl. So now that they're in the playoffs, there is no reason that they would let up. There is absolutely no reason. So I think it really was, again, this game just being very difficult since it's a division opponent.
Mm-hmm.
And it took, in my opinion, it took that one play, that one penalty. Gina, I know I talked to you about this, but it took that one penalty that
the
really
Jimmy Ward
around. No, it wasn't Jimmy Ward. It was I think it was a first down. Seahawks were in the red zone, and they made a completion to Tyler Lockett. This is in the third quarter. They made a completion to Tyler Lockett. It would have been like 2nd and 1. It was an ineligible receiver downfield penalty that pushed the Seahawks back. They tried to throw a fade route, jump ball route to DK Metcalf the next play. And then the play after that was the strip sack by Charles Menahu. So that penalty is really what turned everything around. So I think it's complacent. It's just it's hard to do. It's hard to beat somebody 3 times in a year.
You're absolutely right, Jordan. To kind of piggyback off of that, it's a division rivalry game.
Yes.
It's a division game. So outside of having to beat a team 3 times, this is also someone you play 2 times every single year. So it's not going to be a cakewalk, even though the score looked like it was a cakewalk. But, watching the game, it was a dogfight. It was just who capitalized off of, the mistakes or, the opportunities or the ball bouncing, or going a different way. You understand what I'm saying, Jordan? Not necessarily cakewalk.
No, I do, but
not necessarily cakewalk, but just execution. 49ers executed more than the Seahawks did. And having that, it wasn't complacent at all. Like, everybody played till the clock strike 0. So it didn't, what the naked eye saw versus what the game actually was. No, it was a dogfight. It was a good fight too. Brock Purdy
I want to bring up one thing real quick, because you talked about this, right? You said the score didn't really represent what it. Now, who was the one that was saying that it was going to be a 2-possession game? And you were telling me that because I said that I was saying the Niners were not a good team. What was that?
I mean, remember that? They did win by 2 possessions and more. I mean, we knew the last one was just a gimme touchdown, but we know really the score was 31-18 or 31-16, whatever it was. Like it was. I said that the 49ers was going to blow them out. I was correct. I predicted 31-10, and it was, I predicted 30-10, and it was 31-17 or 34-17 or something like that.
It was 41-23. 41-23.
41-20. Well, I mean, the 23 came late, but for the longest, it was only 17 points. You know what I'm saying?
Say for the longest, it was a one possession game.
Well, my point is, I knew that it was going to be a blowout win, which it was.
You didn't know it was going to be like that, though.
I predicted the score.
You can predict the score, but you predicted it.
30-10 49ers?
All right, Dan, let me answer me this then. Did you think that from the get-go, it was going to be the Niners blowing them out?
Yes.
Okay. It wasn't the case, though.
I only say that because I know my division. You know what I'm saying? Like, sure. I know my division. And I know, like, the teams that, like, it's funny because the 49ers can beat up on us meaning the Rams. For anybody that doesn't know, I'm a Rams fan. So the 49ers beat up on us all the time with ease. Like, it seems like there's no effort there. I don't know what we can do or what we can't, but whatever. That's how it is.
Not tough enough.
But we own the Cardinals. We own the Arizona Cardinals. Own them. We can do whatever we want with them. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just knowing my division. And I knew that Seattle didn't have enough to score with the 49ers. Not that they wasn't a decent team or a good team.
Yeah, it is.
I just know that the 49ers can put up points, and Seattle's defense allows you to put up points. And I know the 49ers defense doesn't allow you to put up points. So it was easy. My 30-10 prediction was good until they scored the last little touchdown, because it was like you said, 40-17?
41-23.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
I mean, we would have had another one with Ayuk's.
Well, there was that drop.
That was a fucking dime.
That was going to be the catch 3.0, because you had the Dwight Clark one and then the TO one against the Packers. But
don't forget Vernon Davis.
Oh, that's right. Maybe it was
that was the catch 3.
This is the 4, and that was against the Saints. Like, trust me, I was so happy that y'all beat the Saints. I love seeing the Saints lose. But here's the thing. Again, like I said, if you watched the game, you looked at the game, you paid attention to it, the score, in my opinion, did not really show exactly how the game went.
Of course.
Again, like I said, I can point to the time when the Seahawks were in the red zone. And you get, well, first off, how in the world do you have 3 or 4 ineligible receiver downfield penalty? Like, whoever the offensive line coach is for the Seahawks, you're fired. In my opinion.
Fired, yeah.
That can't happen. But we talked about a couple of things. Remember, we talked about how you wanted to argue with me about DK not being a top 10 receiver. He looked like a top 10 receiver to me.
He did. When I saw DK doing his thing, I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to eat them words.
He was on my fucking fantasy team this year.
Like legit, I saw him catch after catch after catch. And I'm like, bro, like, I have DK on my fantasy team. He's not getting these looks. I know this because I see his stats every week. So now all of a sudden, now DK wants to be the go-to guy. I was like, oh, where was this shit 8 weeks ago?
But I even said our secondary was more of like the weakness, of course, you know?
No, 100%.
And Lenore was, gets exposed sometimes. So
is that not funny how like 2 years in a row, basically, for a good Niners, it's the secondary that you have questions about? What's up, Rod?
Rod!
But like, no, again, we're here again. The question for the 49ers going forward is, okay, we all trust, well, I'll say, not we, y'all all trust Brock Purdy. We know how good those weapons are that the Niners have. On defense, you know that pass rush is going to get after it. You have the most athletic, probably the best linebacker core in the NFL. Here's the one question. Will the secondary hold up and make things happen? You're here again. This is literally the same place you were in last year. Same place.
This is not the same place. The only reason why I say it's not the same place, because literally their road to the Super Bowl, and you guys know, Rod, I'll be the first to admit it. 49ers had us. They should have went to the Super Bowl. I can admit that. It's fine. The ball just doesn't get caught sometimes.
What's up, Mariah?
So
should they not go this year?
Oh yeah. Even they should go now even more than last year.
So we're in the same place.
So, well, what I meant by same place was this is
Thanks,
going
Wise.
into the divisional round versus the conference championship. So that's what I meant by they're not in the same space where they are
Thank
now.
you.
I mean, they play the Dallas Cowboys, should be a win. Again, okay, we'll get into that. But literally, this should be no problems. What's up, Wise?
Rod, I mean, you just came on in here, so I mean, what do you think? And I mean, this is a great one.
I like your beanie.
I want to let Rod go first. I got to let Rod go first because there's so much about this matchup coming up. If y'all can't see, my juice is flowing right now, just as much as ready as I am for this matchup. I don't know what to tell you, but no, Rod, you go ahead. You go ahead.
I mean, you're going to be up close and personal, Jordan.
I hope so. I got a couple other work conflicts I got to deal with, but I hope I can make it work. Oh my goodness!
They're like, didn't we just see you on a podcast? You're like retweeting the shit.
I don't know what's the actual question. That's
Look at
my thing.
Damien's first.
The first question was the Niners were they coasting? I think basically a little bit versus
Complacent.
Yeah, they got complacent.
Wise. The Steinway is in the back, so you know what time it is. I got to bring out the copper. You know what I'm saying? Got to bring out the copper when the Steinway is in the back.
And again, to Rod's point, hey Rod, see, I got a blue cup today. I got a blue cup.
Only the real ones know. Only the real ones know. Blue cup, always. Red cups are invited. Now,
Except
question-
when the Steinway is in the back, and then we have to go copper.
it was funny. You bring that Steinway up. We had somebody on here who had your same Steinway. But anyway,
It was
What's up,
I
Javier?
rented out the place, Airbnb.
touche. I mean, it did look awfully familiar. So
I mean,
Hey.
you didn't see me there. You
Get
didn't
your
see
money.
me tickling the keys in the background, did you?
in the words of the great, in the words of the great from East Oakland, Mr. Too Short, get your money, man. That's all I'm gonna say to that.
When I'm not in the building, I let people rip my joint out. You know what I'm saying?
Must be nice. Life
Yeah,
jackets.
Wise. I'm about to hook up with some ASMR. Watch for my YouTube channel.
Woof. All right, I'm back. I'm sorry. That was a good laugh. That was a good laugh.
Hey,
ASMR
we com-
channel coming to you.
was we
Gina's
complacent?
got her late night radio voice going on right now.
I was like, Gina, what we doing?
I'm just trying to get on, let me blend in with y'all. That's all I was doing.
I'm sorry, here's the question.
See what? No. I don't even know the question. This is what I
That's
do.
the question right there.
Yeah, there you go. Seattle, the game they got.
Wise was fucking with me.
Do you think Seattle's game was kind of at the end? I hope you're not talking about.
Exactly.
I hope you're not talking about at the beginning. This is
That-
the playoffs. Why would we be complacent now in the playoffs?
That's Miss
That didn't make-
Danielle Thompson's question. 'Cause
I think it was an easy no. Easy no.
No, absolutely not.
Not at all.
That would be dumb. Why would you be complacent in the playoffs? That makes no sense. For us to be complacent, no. Certain plays, yes, but as far as being complacent as a whole, absolutely not. I mean, this isn't the time to be complacent. We on a winning streak, and of all winning streaks, now it's 11. So, no, that hell no, we good.
Rod, I mean, I'm trying to keep it together right
I
now.
feel you. I feel you.
Sorry, Rod.
But
No, you good.
Rod, you are 100% right. And here's the thing, though. I thought there was one play that turned the game, but I think there was also a moment that turned the game too. Two different things. The play that turned the game again was the ineligible receiver downfield penalties the Seahawks got after Tyler Lockett made that catch. That would have been 2nd and 1. I think the moment that changed the game. Did y'all see how happy the Seahawks looked when they made the field goal at halftime? Now, for like they were excited. It's like, oh, like look at us, we're up, we're winning, we're beating the 49ers. Like we actually can make this happen. That told me everything. You don't get that excited going into halftime of a playoff game. No, if anything, you expect to be there. If you're a playoff team, you expect to be there. You expect to be winning. The Seahawks, to me, from what they showed on the TV broadcast, they did not expect. It didn't look like they expected to be in that situation. And I think that's why in the second half, to like a lot of our viewers have noted, they didn't look like a team that expected to be there. Some of the issues they had, right? The false starts start coming up. They had, 3 or 4 ineligible receiver downfield penalties that they didn't have in the first half. Just, all these different things start showing up in the second half that weren't there in the first half. So it showed me, or it looked like to me, they didn't expect to be there. So since they were there, now it's just like, now what do we do? It was like the Mr. Krabs meme where you're just looking everywhere, right? Like that's what they looked like in that second half. And I think that's why they didn't expect to be there.
I think that everybody who was they played as if, they were stuck in mud at first. It just took Debo to get somewhat hurt, as he said, and it woke everybody up. Now,
It woke me up.
I never thought complacency, but no, not at all.
Yeah, I can't say complacency.
And then now you got Dallas Cowboy fans,
thinking that they got a shot. Thinking that they got a shot because of what Seattle did.
Well, you FaceTiming Debo at the game like you somebody. That part, that's just bulletin board material. Oh yeah, it's a video going around that somebody that was at the game last night ended up actually FaceTiming Debo while he was at the game. So once they showed that and they showed Debo and he's like, okay, y'all be prepared and be careful what y'all ask for out here. So
let a sleeping dog lie.
Hey, y'all do know what he did last year to you guys. So now y'all really want to open this up again. On top of that, now we bring more weapons, and now we actually have a QB that actually look for, people down the field and not have to worry about Jimmy G, Marcus's boy, being back there.
Hey, we can hear Jimmy. Okay.
But I've got another question.
Oh yes, let's get it.
It's from Miss Debbie, our Patreon member, tier 2. In case anyone wants to join, we have 2 tiers. One's $5. You show gratitude, $5 a month. $10 is tier 2, and you get to ask questions, which we do live on the show. There's much more as well. You get to find out who's going to be on the show. You get to ask questions. Right now, you get to ask multiple questions. And there's so much more. You've got to check out the page to find out.
Because remember, Gina, we're working on some guests that I think they might want to know who's hopping on.
Yes, and the only way to find out is to become a Patreon member. And we're up in our game, you guys. We're gonna have some pretty.
It's gonna be pretty good. I'm just telling you. If you want,
pretty fucking good.
Yeah,
we've got some pretty well-known. Dare I say famous guests? If you want to know ahead of time, why don't you? Yeah. So the Patreon members currently right now are about to find out tonight who we have coming. So anyway, here's the next question. Do you fault Ayuk for missing the pass after Brock scrambled to get free and pass to him in the end zone?
That's a yes and no.
Right.
Like I say yes because obviously he's the one that dropped it. But I think that here's my thing as a former player, right? I think that professional athletes, they make everything look so easy.
Yes, they do.
It is not easy to know where you are by the sideline or by the back corner of an end zone, to have your feet in bounds, and then also worry about catching the ball. And that was that situation. So yeah, again, like it was on Brandon Ayuk, like Brock Purdy, he threw a perfect ball in that situation. But again, that's a easier said than done. Everyone thinks that Brock Purdy did the hard part of that play, which he did. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything away from him. But again, to make that play in the corner like that, it is very, very hard to do. It's very hard. So I can't fault him. But like it obviously was on him for not making the catch.
I'm sorry. Then if that's the play, then yes, because I had the other play in my head. I
know
Ayuk
which one
had
you're
two
talking about.
plays. Yeah, so that's why I was like, oh no. But okay, since we're talking about the end of the game with the scramble and
I
everything,
think that's what it is.
then if we're talking about that, then yeah, BA dropped a classic catch. That would have been on, like I said the other day, that would have been on every 49er thing for the next 40 years because of that catch in the end zone. It would have been something we hadn't seen in a long time. But he dropped it. Oh well, on to the next. Shit didn't count for nothing. So coulda, woulda, shoulda, didn't.
Yeah, because I guess Rod, the one you're talking about was the 2-man route where Debo's running the cross, and then he's supposed to go run on that post. I think that's the one that you're talking about. And obviously, I think I've seen people say or assume that another reason why he stops because they thought the ball was going to go to Debo, so he was trying to block for Debo because he was open too. Because I still think to this day that isn't a surefire touchdown if Brandon Ayuk keeps running. Based off where the corner was, where he was in phase, I don't think that's a surefire touchdown. I do understand if that's the truth of why Ayuk stopped. I can see why he did. I also think that might have been a surefire touchdown, especially how we see we saw Debo break through tackles later in the game. And also Seattle, they are the worst defense in the league when it comes to stopping yards after catch. And statistically, they're the worst. So no, that makes total sense to me. But so yeah, I can't fully fault him. Now, if it would have got intercepted, you can fault Ayuk for an interception. That's the way I look at it.
What's up, Eric?
I literally was gonna say no fault. I mean, it wasn't crucial to the game. It probably would have been his fault if it was crucial to the game. But I mean, no difference than perfect example. If Brett Meyer can keep his job as a kicker in Dallas, it's only because they won. What if they lost by 3? Does Brett Meyer still have his job as a kicker? Hell no. He wouldn't have rolled back to the crib with them. You know what I'm saying? But winning allows you to be like, you missed them. You had a bad day, right? That bad day doesn't get you terminated.
Because you had a bad day. This fucking song came in my head.
But if that bad day cost you the game, then we talking a different, we having a different conversation. So fault him for dropping the ball. I mean, you can. I mean, but does it matter? No. I mean, the goal is to get the win.
Yes.
This is playoff football now. We're not talking about in-season stuff anymore. The season no longer matters. This is win or go home football. So as long as you don't lose, it's all good. But if you dropping balls and your team lose, the spotlight gonna be on you. You missing, extra points and your team lose by 3. You don't have a job. It's not you had a bad day. We're gonna stick with the kicker. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is no fault.
Well, that's the fun part about this podcast, right? Like, we can criticize certain things. Like, again, for me, I know even in the past with shows that we've done, I'm harsh on the 49ers. There's a reason for that. It's because I have a lot of high expectations for the 49ers. And again, it's not their goal isn't, okay, we just made the playoffs or we won the first round. No, we're supposed to win the Super Bowl. That's the expectation for the 49ers, not just for the players, it's the organization, the fans, you name it. So I look at them and I'll talk about them of, okay, I'll see certain things that go on during a game that, like, okay, this might prevent you from winning a Super Bowl. But like you said, Dan, at the end of the day, if you're a fan of this team, you're in the playoffs. If you won the game, you won the game. Like that's what it is. Like they literally say survive in advance for a reason.
Absolutely. Oh, you
They say it
said
for a reason.
right, Marcus. The goal is the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter how you get there. It doesn't matter. You need to get there, and then you need to execute to win. That is it. That's it. That's
Exactly.
it. And I mean, what's the next question? What's the next question? Because I'm so ready to get into this Dallas talk. I'm so ready to get into it. Like, let's get all this good stuff because Seattle is done. Like,
well, this is the overreaction to the Seattle game.
I thought we did we had the immediate overreaction, and then
that was instant.
You're right.
The preview is on Friday.
Yeah, let's overreact. Let's overreact because I'm so ready to talk about these Cowboys, man. Like y'all, I think
we can talk a little pre-Cowboy. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I say that because I got Cowboys people on here already. I told them to just come on because we definitely gonna mention the Cowboys. It's oh my gosh, like this is where we are. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what time it is. Like this is the game everybody has been waiting on. Everybody has been waiting on this game. I swear, if it wasn't so far, I would fly to California. Like this is that game because they talk so much noise. I was with these people. You know what I'm saying? I was just with them yesterday. Okay, you got to understand. I'm ready to eat Cowboy fans up. I'm ready to eat them alive.
Yeah, fuck them.
You know, they was just bump we them boys. Oh, hold up. And I mean, shout out to, you know what I'm saying? You know, shout out to my boy Wiz. But you know, they was talking much noise like Tampa was, you know, the number one team in the NFC. Like they just, you know, but we know how Cowboy fans are. We know how Cowboy players are. You know, they FaceTime and Debo, right? You know what I'm saying? Like y'all really act like y'all here every year. Like y'all, this is what y'all do. But this week though, Gina, this week, oh, that SmackDown, boy. That reality, you know, that everybody praising Dak. Dak didn't have a turnover. Ooh.
Yeah.
Tampa's defense.
It was one fucking lucky game.
Like, who cares?
I don't
like,
know about a lucky game.
It wasn't a lucky
trash.
Game. It wasn't a lucky game, Gina. Like Tampa is trash. It wasn't.
Tampa's trash too.
Okay? They did exactly what they were supposed to do. Tom Brady has had his worst season of his career.
This 43? Of course he has.
Worst, and statistical wise, the worst of his career.
That makes total sense.
Miss Debbie sent this question in, but what does IGYB mean? How do you think
I got your back.
Oh, okay. How do you think the I got your back mentality the team showed changed the mentality of the game? Please explain why.
Great question. And I know she's talking about, again, I forget the DB's name, but twisted Debo's ankle after the play, which, again, I think is fully Bush League.
Abrams?
But no, I think, again, like I talked about it earlier in terms of the Cowboys fans FaceTime and Debo about let a sleeping dog lie. I'd say the same thing about that DB twisting Debo's ankle. You had them on the on the ropes, quote unquote.
Me too.
But you had things going for you. Why would you do anything like that would awaken that angry monster that lies on that opposite sideline at Levi Stadium? And I think that was a big part of it. You know, so it's just, again, like there's just certain dumb things I think that teams and players do when they don't expect to be in certain situations. And that's one of those situations. I don't think the Seahawks expected they were going to be there. That's why they were so excited at halftime.
Yeah.
And they try to be the bullies to an extent, right? Twist somebody's ankle. They didn't, because they didn't expect to be there. And,
right.
And no, but to Miss Debbie's point and the question, I think that really had a lot to do with it. It's like, oh, okay, that's how y'all want to roll? Watch this. It's like the old saying, hold my beer, watch this. That's how it turned out. The Niners said, okay, y'all want to do that? Of course, we're in the Bay, so it's a little bit different. They said, hold my blunt, watch this. Watch how we're about to put it in on now.
Facts.
Yeah.
I would say the mentality, Miss Debbie, and Miss Debbie had to calm me down. She know I'm ready to get to them. I'm ready to get to these cowgirls, man. So let me first say that the twist of the ankle was a bit exaggerated. Okay, like it wasn't this just out of nowhere, just twisting of the ankle where it's hurting him. Like, come on, man. It was just some petty stuff that was on the field. You know, if Debo was really hurt by it, he's not looking at the ref being like, look at what he's doing. He would have been hurt. Like, so let's not make it, you know, just so exaggerated as if, you know, oh my God, he's trying to injure Debo. He's going to take him out the game by breaking his ankle. Like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't that extreme. It wasn't that bad.
What are you talking about? He got up, he got furious after that play. He was pissed off for almost half a quarter. That shit was real.
If you're concerned about being hurt, and if you are hurt, your reaction is not to be laying on the ground, pointing to the ref, asking where's the flag.
But
if you're hurt.
He jumped up after that. Exactly. He jumped up after that.
And I'm sorry. Did you say he jumped up? So the ankle was fine.
It's not a matter of if the ankle was fine or not. It's all about the action and the intent of twisting the ankle.
But what I'm saying is, it wasn't.
He just came off an ankle injury.
He did it, but it wasn't like, you know, like
he grabbed it and he twisted it.
I'll put it this way. I've been on teams before where we've seen people get blindsided when, again, you're not supposed to get blindsided, you know, things of this nature. You see like somebody obviously is trying to hurt someone. It pisses you off. Like you want to impose your will on everybody else on that other sideline. It doesn't matter if they were involved in it or not. And I think for the 49ers, again, you can talk about whether he wanted to break the ankle, not break it. He did it for a reason. The reason was to hurt the ankle, all right? Like in whatever capacity. I think everybody on that Niners sideline and who was on the field, they saw that because you saw the skirmish that happened on the field right after too. They saw that and it's like, all right, that's what y'all want to do? We're already a physical team. Arguably, the 49ers are already the most physical team in the NFL. So that's what we're really about to do. Really about to be physical, really about to impose our will on you. And that's what switched things up. Again, it doesn't matter in terms of he was trying to break the ankle or not or things like that. That pissed them off. And I understand why. Totally.
Whatever bulletin board material you need, whatever you need going into halftime or coming out or whatever it is to talk on the sidelines to get hype, whatever you need to impose your will. I mean, I wish it didn't take that to impose your will, but
I agree.
Whatever you need to pump you up and get the juices flowing, then so be it. Good thing he did twist Debo's ankle because then you woke up. How about that? Then you started to impose your will.
But see, that's my point. That's why I said, like, let a sleeping dog lie. You don't poke the bear, but Seattle poked the bear. They did.
Well, and then so let the bear be poked. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but not every team's going to do that.
This is what you want.
Not every team's going to do that.
Dominant performances.
Every team isn't going to do that.
We're not talking about every team.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about 49ers.
Okay, we're talking about, but I'm saying every team that plays the 49ers, they aren't going to do something like that to poke them. So the whole point that we're talking about, the initial question, remember, think back to the initial question we talked about, like getting complacent. And again, I don't think the Niners were complacent going into this game, but it definitely took them a little something to wake up and really get going in this game. Every team that you play down the road,
didn't have to get injured in order for that to happen.
But that's the point I'm making is you can't wait for that. The Cowboys, I don't think they're going to do that. The Eagles or the Giants, I don't think they're going to do that. Or whoever comes out the AFC down the road. That was my point, Jordan, because it's a divisional game. We're on the same page. Okay.
Well, Miss Debbie has another question.
Let's do it, Miss Debbie.
So this one is it was hard to compact. Kyle can use the same position group 3 to 4 in a row and can come up with an outrageous amount of different plays. How would you try to defend against this, or could you?
It's
without getting into like Cowboys game.
So we're talking about the Seattle game?
Yeah.
I think in general it starts.
This is all Seattle. This is overreaction.
It all starts up front. How can you get home? How can you cause negative plays as a defense to make things work? I think you saw it to extend in the first half. The Seahawks won the line of scrimmage a lot in that game, especially early on. We're talking about, the Niners on offense and Seahawks on defense, whether it was TFLs, tackles for loss for everyone, and the running game, or you saw how they got Brock Purdy off his spot, not only off his spot, but they didn't let him bootleg and roll out to his right, where obviously he's a right-handed quarterback. He can throw this way. They made him roll out to the left. Right. That's how you have to do it. So, because, again, we all know how talented the 49ers are with their weapons and their personnel, right? McCaffrey, Samuel, Kittle, Ayuk, Jennings, Mason, list goes on and on. So the thing is, you have to get to them early. You have to get them behind the sticks on first down with that run game. And again, like I said, you have to make Brock Purdy feel uncomfortable. And I think there were certain times in the first half, the Seahawks were a lot better at doing that than they were in the second half. Because the second half, once he got rolling, you saw his confidence pick up a lot more. And he was fine making those off-script plays, right? Whether it was to, Elijah Mitchell in the flat for that one touchdown, or even trying to extend to even find Brandon Ayuk for a potential touchdown later in the game. So that's what I think that you would have to do it. You have to find a way to get home up front and just cause havoc up front.
I like that, Jordan. I'm going a different direction.
What's that?
I'm sending pressure every single play from all different angles and directions, because me looking at it is I'm going against a rookie quarterback.
Sure.
Yes, he's running. He's running a great system. He's doing well. He's poised. All of the above. Brock Purdy is the man right now, okay? What I'm going to do as a defensive coordinator is I'm going to send pressure. And I'm going to send pressure up the gut. I'm going to send pressure off the sides. I'm going to send everybody at one. I'm going to give him so many different looks, because how I look at it is, if I'm Seattle, like you said, Jordan, earlier, I don't even expect to be in this game, let alone expect to be here, right? No one expected Seattle to be in the playoffs. So what do I have to lose? I'm going to get cooked anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get cooked anyway. So, I'm going to just, that's how we throw Hail Marys on defense. You know what I'm saying? Blitz them, send pressure, all different angles, all the time. Like, I'm not even getting in zone. I'm not doing none of that. I'm playing man. If y'all get beat, it just is what it is. But we sending pressure. So until a team is willing to sell out, to say, I'm not going to try to make this score look respectable if I lose, right? That's what I feel like Seattle was doing. Let's just make it respectable so we don't look so bad, right?
Well, here's the question with that, and I don't fully disagree, but the Seahawks' best blitzer, he's been out most of the year, Jamal Adams. As good as Jamal Adams is, it's not because he's a good coverage safety. It's because he's a good box safety. So Absolutely. He's out the game. He's not playing. And, you even saw it at times, though. Actually, I think a lot of the Niners' biggest plays came when they were in man coverage. Oh, my gosh, that's funny. But, all the big Ayuk plays, they came on dig routes coming over the middle. Tariq Woolen, he's a phenomenal corner. He's going to be really good. Had outside leverage, but since he had outside leverage, Brandon Ayuk coming over the middle, he couldn't stop it. We saw Brandon Ayuk get open on that play literally like maybe 4 or 5 times for big games. The biggest play of the game that iced it, Deebo Samuel. They were in man coverage. He comes across, shallow crossing route, makes one person miss, gets some good blocking down the field from Brandon Ayuk, and takes it to the crib 74 yards. So they tried to go man coverage. It's not as easy as it looks. So my thing is, you can't go man against the 49ers. You have to disguise it, maybe make them think sometimes you're going man, But you can't just this go straight up man and try to blitz with them. It doesn't work.
We know that. I mean that's obvious. But Miss Debbie was just saying, what would you do to try to defend against it? You know what I'm saying? And that's all I got. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I can do to try to at least stop Purdy is to send pressure. I already know I'm going to get beat.
The thing for me is you have to have a front four that can get home without bringing pressure. Because now when you do,
all in a perfect world though, Jordan. We're talking about a Seattle defense that didn't even stand a chance anyway. I don't think they stood a chance even with Jamal Adams. You know what I'm saying?
Why? All right, did you see the stats that talked about all the wide open windows that Brock Purdy had to throw to? It wasn't because so. If we're talking about in specifically to the Seahawks, you're 100% right. There might not have been anything that they could do. But if we're talking in generality, which I think this is what Miss Debbie's talking about, just in general.
No, she was talking about the 40. She was talking about Seattle.
I mean, she's asking me, how would you defend against this? So I'm talking to you about like me as this is what I would do. I need to have a group up front that can get home with 4. If you can't get home with 4 and all of a sudden you start opening up these windows, these passing windows and lanes, you're going to have a hard time for you. The Seahawks, I mean, they had some solid rushers. Bruce Irvin, as old as he is, had a really good game. Uchenna Nwosu, who was, I think, their leader. He's their leader in sacks. I think he had 10.5 sacks on the year. They're solid. But you need like one of those game wreckers up front or multiple game wreckers up front. So that way you can play coverage in the back end and not get compromised.
No, you're from a general standpoint, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, my mind is so forward. I'm trying to stay right with Seattle. I'm trying to
Well, there is another part to her question that I can show you. It just didn't all fit, because the banner only holds 200 characters. But she was suggesting, do you play man on man? Do you play zone? Do you keep a spy on Brock? So I don't know if.
I think Jordan just answered that kind of.
Yeah.
Like I said, you got to switch it up. You have to, as someone who's so young, here's the thing, right? Like, and I know obviously the Niners, they beat Tom Brady earlier in the year, but the thing is with Tom Brady, the reason why they say don't blitz him is because he's seen every package you have possible. He's been in the league for over 20 years. Brock Purdy, and again, I know everyone, night. Right? He didn't look like it last night.
No, he did look like it last night. He's been in the league over 20-something damn years.
Yeah, he did.
He looked like it last night. I got the footage.
Yes, but the consensus used to be right. Like, there's nothing you can show him that he hasn't seen before. With Brock Purdy, there are certain things that obviously you can throw at him. And I'm not saying just a certain blitz. Maybe it's a look of a blitz, and then you drop out in coverage. Maybe you look like you're dropping back in coverage, but you're actually bringing a blitz. Like, those are those different things that I'm talking about. So honestly, I think you have to mix it up. You have to. It's not just a simple staple of, if you play man on man, it's going to look good. If you play zone, it's going to look good. If you spy him, it's going to look good. No, you can't give him the same look over and over because it's not him that you're giving the same look. It's Kyle Shanahan that you're giving the same look. He's can't give Kyle Shanahan the same look. He's going to find something that works. Plays. Yeah. Kyle Shanahan's going to find something that works. So here I am complimenting Kyle Shanahan again. Oh, my goodness. But that's the truth. That's the truth.
There was a question earlier that we didn't get to that I felt bad. This was from one of our new subscribers that I'm going to pull up. Do you think Kyle's going to run some trick plays to shake up the Cowgirl schemes?
Y'all said we couldn't talk about Cowboy. See, hey, I need y'all to figure it out because I'm ready for this conversation.
It's from one of our new subscribers.
That's fair. We have to do that.
I'm trying to be kind, Stan. Okay, you know what? Since we're 51 minutes in, let's go ahead and delve a little bit into the Cowgirls. But we're not going to preview the show.
Fair enough.
Preview the game, I mean.
Well, I think to the point of the question, like what would you define a trick play? If you're talking about flea flickers, hook and ladder, stuff like that, I'd say no. Do I think there are going to be some double moves? Absolutely. Absolutely. We know, like, and he's been better about it this year than he was last year. Trevon Diggs is an absolute ball hawk in menace, and I think he still has certain tendencies where he really wants to go and get picks. I mean, you saw Brandon Ayuk beat him on a double move last year when they played in the divisional round. So
last year,
I think that you're going to see some double moves on them, but I wouldn't say trick plays like per se. Oh no!
Oh, I love you.
Honestly, I wouldn't be able to concentrate either.
Hey, Corey. Shout out to Corey for jumping in. Predictions
What's
for
up, Corey?
Sunday. Well, we're actually going to do that on Friday, so I hope you come back and
Everybody
join us
ready,
for that
man.
show.
Everybody ready.
I know.
I tell you, everybody's ready for this game.
Everybody ready for this, man. That's what I mean. Like,
Join
we
us
are
on
not
Friday.
in season anymore. Like,
Mm-hmm.
all of that. Seattle is old news. Seattle was old news the moment the clock strike 0. We was on to who was going to win this Tampa Bay and Dallas game. You know what I'm saying? To see what was going to happen. We have those results. We
Because-
know that the 49ers is about to play the Cowboys in the Bay.
But
And
you
I
know
know-
why? You know why? Because we normally do our overreaction shows during Monday Night Football. But who's going to watch our show during Monday Night Football when
right.
we're trying to find out who our competitor is going to be? You know?
Hey,
And
I
now this
totally
kind of like show's kind of like moot now, you know, like fuck the overreaction. But it's a good thing we had the instant reaction, but it's kind of like, you know, we still need our shows out there. You know what I mean?
You know what,
Absolutely.
Gina? You're absolutely right. When we go off, I got an idea about that. So, all right. So let's just say this. All right.
Seattle's as
Not to
old
talk-
as Pete's gum.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Love you, Nate.
So check this out. So Tampa, right? Okay. Since it's overreaction, let's overreact about the games played.
Okay.
Most recent game was Tampa and Dallas.
Okay.
All right. So first of all, Tampa Bay fans, if you have never been to Tampa, if you've never been to that stadium, okay, Tampa fans are some of the nicest fans you're going to run into.
I've heard that.
They're some of the nicest fans because it's Tampa. Like,
I went to a game in Tampa. I got beads thrown at me. I disagree.
You got wait, Jordan. I know you was probably doing something. You was probably acting up.
Listen,
I know you was.
A kid.
I've
this
heard
is
about
back
how
in the
drunk you
this is
can
back in the
get,
Michael
Jordan.
Vick days. Like, I'm always going to have
Michael Vick days.
fans for this. So I was
He
still
was
a kid.
I don't know how
Michael Vick was there. It was
out there.
around
You was
Christmas
bad
time.
running around somewhere, Jordan. I know you was.
No, we were sitting there, we're chilling. This was a game, actually, Michael Vick, he was sick, so he wasn't like even at his best that day. And again, it was around Christmas. I'm there with my parents, and people were throwing beads at us because we had Falcon stuff on. Thankfully, there was this one Bucks fan who was nice and saw that was going on, and like, you know, so sorry that's happening. I'm over there crying like a kid, you know, all this stuff. But so no, Bucks fans, they don't get a pass with me. They don't get a pass with me.
What
That's a
about
beef that's
that
been
one
going for
Bucks
about 20
fan that
years.
you said was really nice and was,
He was.
comforting you all?
He was.
Okay, so he's a Bucks fan.
There's nice fans in every fan group. You're going to see some nice Cowboys fans, but guess what? I know 49ers fans don't like Cowboys fans. Am I right about that? Okay. There you go.
You know how so this is one thing that I noticed, and I will give kudos to 49er fans in this statement. All right. You guys, we know 49er fans travel well, correct?
Yes.
Absolutely.
49er
Like
fans
the
travel
best.
Very, very well. I was at the Tampa game. Dallas fans, not so much. Not so much.
Travel, though. There are a lot of Cowboys fans out there.
There's a lot of Cowgirls fans here, though, in Cali.
Well, I mean, there's Cowgirls fans everywhere. But, the stadium wasn't, I mean, it was, I won't say 50-50. I'd say 60-40 bucks, which was surprising to me.
That's good.
Well, I mean, for the Bucks, yeah. But
For the Cowboys,
when we're talking about
40.
it's typically 70-30 Niners wherever you go. And if you go to my stadium, it's like 90-10. You know what I'm saying?
I got opinions about your stadium, but you know.
Well, I mean, we all do. I have opinions about my stadium. So my point is, that was one of the first things that I noticed. I was like, oh, not many Dallas Cowboy fans here, but you know, whatever. And then what I noticed was everybody was hyping up your boy Dak. Oh man, you should have saw him out there, all on the sidelines, Jordan, dapping him up. You know, he's playing the greatest game of his life. You know what I'm saying? Against a Tampa Bay defense that had like 4 or 5 starters out. You know, whatever. But he looked like the reigning star, right? He looked like the future of Dallas. And it was so good because, you know, Bucs fans were sad. Like they thought they would actually win. It was weird. And then like hearing everybody, you know, like call Tom and stuff like, Tom, you know, come on, Tampa Bay. Let's go. Tampa.
I heard that.
Let's go, Tom. Let's go, Tom. And it changed. Like first quarter, they had Tampa Bay. Yeah, let's go. By the second quarter, there was like, Tom is doing this on purpose. He's doing this on purpose. And I'm like, well, what is he doing on purpose? Like he's doing what he can do against this defense. Like he has nothing. It was just dink and dunks, you know, out routes, nothing downfield, you know, like nothing. He had nothing. Michael Parsons was in his face the whole game. So he was really trying to get the ball out. Like it was times where I watched Tom Brady where literally he would get pressure in his face and he just threw the ball to the ground. He was like, I'm not dealing with this.
That's what he's done all year.
I'm not going down. Yeah. I mean, you know, just straight up, like, I'm not even going to attempt to just give it a chance. No, nothing. Not until the end of the game where they put in like the third string. And then Tom was like, I'm going to go out on my heroics. You know what I'm saying? Like, other than that, Tom looked super bad yesterday, Marcus. I just want to let you know, your GOAT candidate looked like doo-doo yesterday. Okay? I mean, GOAT, he should be compared to a pigeon. Okay? That's how he played yesterday. GOAT. Don't you ever talk to me about a GOAT, Marcus. Ever.
I mean, look, I already told y'all who y'all think who I think my GOAT is. That's Deion Sanders. But
me too. We have the same GOAT.
But no, like to Danielle's point, like, no, this is what Tom Brady's been all year. If you can get pressure on him, he's 43 years old, I think. 43.
45. He's 45.
Oh, see, I shortchanged him. He doesn't want to take those hits anymore. Like the thing is, there's a reason why his interception rate is usually pretty good. It's because he just throws it away whenever he faces pressure. This is also why I said, like, you know, everyone that had been wondering for the Niners, they're like, what's the best matchup the Niners could get next round? And like my thing was, I initially said the Vikings. The reason why I said that was because, well, again, Kirk Cousins, same thing. He's not a mobile guy. Sits in the pocket, you can get to him. But the Bucs are the same thing. I just want to try to give Tom Brady the benefit of the doubt for being Tom Brady. But again, he's not that same guy anymore. And like we all have to acknowledge that and realize it. So it wasn't even what he did against Brock Purdy, because I've seen him twice a year. I saw him both times this year. Even when we played them in Tampa Bay, like I think it was week 3. I think it was the week after we played your Rams, Dan. He wasn't that same Tom Brady that everyone is accustomed to being. He's just too old for it. It's okay. It's okay to admit that.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to beat us this year, and I was at that game too, and we just stopped playing on defense. Like literally, we just let him do dink and dunk. Like he had sideline throws the whole trip down the field to win the game, and I was just like, really, Raheem Morris? Really? This is what you do, Raheem the Dream? This is what you do? Raheem the Dream is looking for a new job right now. He is. He hasn't been fired. He's been given the opportunity to explore his other options. I like that better. Yeah,
no, Jesus has a good point too, that the Bucs offensive line is even though they got Ryan Jensen back for that game, they were not the same as the first year that Tom Brady was there. So that's a big part too. But no, I mean, Damien, you're talking about the bad history in the playoffs. Yes, I think we all know the Kyle Williams fumble was the last game in the Candlestick, right? That happened against those two teams. But there's a couple of situations for either of these teams remaining. Well, I don't know much more about the Eagles, but I know about the Cowboys and Giants. I mean, the Cowboys, I think the Cowboys are 5-3 or 6-3, something like that, against the Niners in the playoffs. There's some bad stuff there too. But of course, at the end of the day, all the players that have determined that, they are obviously no longer really playing. Well, I mean, it's been good news and good fortunes for the Niners against people on the active Cowboys roster because, well, they played last year
Hey,
when Dak
Turbo.
Prescott didn't know the rules. So, what's up, Turbo? Like, how do you not know the rule? Like, when you get down, you give the ball to the official. The official has to set the ball, and then you see what happens from there. Dak Prescott didn't know that. Crazy. Talking about last year.
Oh, I know. I just can't wait to see how he loses it this year.
So there's just, I can't wait till we do the preview show because, there's so many things I want to say, and I'm trying to hold on to them.
I know.
Oh my goodness. My goodness. I'm telling you, I'm so ready for this game. I'm so ready.
Like, there will be no disturbances during this game. None.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people will have to leave me the hell alone because I don't want to miss a thing. Nothing. I want every detail. I want to see how they get cooked. I want to see I want to see it all. I want to see it all because this is the game where I feel like the 49ers can make a statement in the playoffs, not in the season. They've made, I mean, you guys are undefeated right now. What, 11-0 right now? Is it 11?
11 straight games.
11 straight games. So the statement has already been made during the regular season. You guys went on a tremendous run in the playoffs, on fire. I'm looking for that statement game in the playoffs to make it be like, damn, the NFC championship is pretty much over. And that can be against Dallas. Like, the score could be the same as the Tampa score, but 49ers way. You know what I'm saying? Like a 42-23 type of game. You know what I mean?
It could be the same score as the Seahawks game for the Niners,
Yeah.
but it just looks different. You know what I mean?
It just looks different. Right.
Yeah.
It just looks
Right.
different.
Also, I want to clarify one thing too. So Damien makes this point about a winning record in the playoffs against Dallas and Green Bay. So if you're talking about them together, like Dallas and Green Bay together, I don't know what that record is, but I looked it up. I gotta have the stats on ready. If I'm a stats producer for
Yes, thank you.
I have my stats ready. The 49ers are 3-5 all time against the Cowboys in the playoffs.
Yes, we are.
There you go. So if you're talking about like they have a winning record against the Cowboys and also Green Bay, that's not true.
Yeah, I was reading that and I literally couldn't catch it. We kept going.
Well, I think because we have more wins against Green Bay when Aaron Rodgers was quarterback, not like all-time Green Bay. Huh?
So he hasn't had his biggest moments in the play. I mean, like what?
Yeah. He has like one Super Bowl.
Yeah, he hasn't. I mean, he hasn't won. Was it 2010? I think it was. So I know Matt Ryan outplayed Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs, but that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Hey, 49er Bank for life. He had to go make the kids something to eat. I think we answered his question when he was gone.
Let's see, which one was it?
About the Cowboys. Remember when we brought up the Cowboys again with the trick plays? Yeah, we talked about the trick plays.
We did.
We said that he's not. I don't think Shanahan's going to do anything fancy or anything like that.
I don't think you'll see trick plays. I do think you'll see double moves on the outside. And the game's at 3:30 on Fox on Sunday.
Yes, 3:30 Pacific, 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central.
Gina, you and this voice.
Right.
Because I'm practicing for
You're
my
practicing.
ASMR.
I just need you to say.
I used to run a hotline, and I was a radio host on my own podcast. No, I'm just kidding. I did a podcast on the radio.
I need you to say one thing, like in that voice, because I think it'll sound really similar. Can you say, "Hey, all you cool cats and kittens"?
Hey, all you cool cats and kids.
Yo, Gina gonna have a Gina repping debate after dark.
That's what Nate says I should do. I really want to do my own podcast. Not podcast, I'm sorry. YouTube channel where I do ASMR, where it's like, it helps people fall asleep.
Oh,
Yes.
I watch that shit like when I have insomnia, and it just like puts me asleep. Anyway, so back to 49ers.
you know, this is Day After Dark, presented to you by Hennessy.
Right.
All you need is this to fall asleep, Gina.
I mean, to be fair, like that, it does work out like that.
Oh shit. Yeah, so sort of like without getting into like previewing, but for me, like I was talking to my mom, you know, like I said before, if any of you guys out there, you probably know or don't know, I've been a fan since The Catch. My parents were at The Catch, blah, 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 blah. And I'm talking to my mom, you know, she's always like, it's heartfelt for her, you know, because the Cowboys rivalry was so huge. Like it was, they fucking hate the Cowboys, right?
Right.
And my mom walked into Candlestick wearing this shirt that I think I still have this shirt because I like took it from her and then I wore it to a Candlestick game, like a game of Candlestick. And she's like, I don't know whatever happened to that shirt. And I was like, Mom, I think I actually have it like in my garage somewhere. Anyways, it's white and it had like blue stripe, like right here on the sleeves or whatever. And it says in Dallas writing, fuck Dallas.
Uh-huh.
But it was like one of those, you know, made at that time, you know,
right.
Like a real good quality shirt, not a t-shirt, but like one of those nice shirts. And everyone like that had seen her walk in, they like looked at her like, what the fuck? And then they were like, cool shirt, lady, you know? And so she was like, yeah, she thought she was the shit, you know? But anyway, she just always talks about like that game, like that was the single most important game of her life, you know. But this I mean, old heads, the Cowboys, you know, are like the most hated. And then growing up, of course, you know, it was like then she hated the Rams, you know, and then like later on, I know for me, of course, I hated the Cowboys. But then as I got older, like I hated, you know, the Seahawks. I fucking can't stand them, you know,
because they started beating you.
I call them the Sea Fox. But yeah, my brother, oh God, I should show you guys this video where 2019, you know, week 17, he goes into enemy territory, you know, and you got the Dre Greenlaw, stop at the goal line, you know what I'm saying? And like, and Tebow's going like this, like, nope. And Sherman's like, no, it's no good. You know what I'm saying? And then like my brother was there. He was drunk off his ass. And he has this video of him going, you know, like filming the fancy. He's going, bye. I guess we're going to have a week off. See you guys. You guys are going to be, you know, you guys aren't going to have any rest. Bye. And they're going, fuck you. And she's like, leave us alone. It's so funny. I gotta show it to you guys.
What's that meme with the lady? I think they were at like a PTA conference or whatever. You need to leave. Like that's how they were. But you're like, ooh, this is interesting. Where did I see it? I know I saw it. Here we go. Turbo had this question. I know Dan would love to have this one. So I'm like, Dan, you fire away.
So
He hates Tom Brady, y'all. He hates.
It's
Tom
not
Brady.
even that. It's like we know why he's been hyping up. Honestly, this could help your agenda.
Hey, Rick Diaz.
I don't. At this point, Brock Purdy has done so well, Jordan, that I don't need any assistance.
It's time to pass that offer and play it around.
You know what I'm saying? I don't need any assistance whatsoever. Brock Purdy is QB1. Okay. Tom Brady only wants to come to the 49ers because that is his childhood favorite team and he's from there. Okay. So he wants to come home and finish his career in San Francisco. The Shanahans don't really like Tom Brady. So
why do you think that?
Well, everything that comes with Tom Brady. Bill managed it well in New England, but Tom, once Mama let him off the front porch, he was outside. You know what I'm saying? Like he went to Tampa and just showed his ass. You know what I'm saying? He bringing in his own TB12 crew, and he taking days off, and he's going to weddings and doing things that we know Bill Belichick would have never allowed. Never. Especially, say for instance, Tom Brady said, "Hey, Bill, I'm about to go to somebody on my the Jets staff. They got a wedding going on during training camp, and I'm about to go on and break out for the Jets. For my guy that's working over at the Jets. I'm about to go over there and take some time off." We both know that's not gonna happen. We know Bill ain't allowing that to happen. You understand? What's up, boo? So we already know that that's not gonna happen, right? So he get to Tampa and he want to show his ass. Okay, he won a ring and then it was just over. Like he won that ring and was like, "I told y'all that I could be outside," and it's gone crazy. They don't want to deal with none of that nonsense that Tom Brady brings. They don't want to deal with Giselle and his family. They don't want to deal with the fact that, hey, I'm 45, things come up. They don't want to deal with none of that shit because they don't have to deal with it. Todd Bowles has to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Like Shanahan got 3 quarterbacks that he's straight with.
2, one's gonna be gone. Number 10 is gone.
But my point is, why Brady? Why do you need Tom Brady? Tom Brady needs you. You don't need Tom Brady.
Not even that. The thing is, we see the reason why this 49ers offense has been peaking at the levels that it has. You have a mobile quarterback.
Debbie. I'm sorry, Miss Debbie said that it was just right on time. Kyle ain't going to put up with that foolishness.
No, and I mean, that's
absolutely
part
right.
of it. But let's look at it this way. The reason why Brock Purdy works is because
I agree, Damian.
he's mobile. He's a mobile quarterback. The reason why they drafted Trey Lance is because he's a mobile quarterback. That allows things to extend plays and make things happen. Again, the two touchdowns that the Niners had, they weren't tough throws that Brock Purdy made. He just extended the play. First one sees Christian McCaffrey in the flat, and another one was he saw Elijah Mitchell in the flat.
Right.
Well, guess who they also drafted to make things like that happen? Trey Lance. Guess who can't make that happen and never could make that happen in the totality of his career? Tom Brady. So,
Brady. They're the same quarterback.
But I mean, in terms of that the topic, Tom Brady, he can't make that happen. So that's why I say I don't think there's really a reason or a need for them to go after Tom Brady. I think either way, and again, so obviously we talked about the whole situation of what we thought was going to happen in quarterback situation next year. Obviously, again, I'm going to keep saying it. It's Brock Purdy's to lose if he keeps playing the way that he is. But he has the 2 quarterbacks right there that he would need to make this happen. So there's no need to go get Tom Brady.
There's no need.
There's no need.
Focus on other free agents that you can bring in, beefing up your line and stuff like that. Tom Brady doesn't deserve a roster spot on the 49ers. What has Tom Brady done for the 49ers to deserve a roster spot? He would basically be going to the Shanahans and begging, like getting on his knees being like, please let me be a 49er. That's what, hey, Marcus, where Marcus at? That's what your GOAT is going to do, Marcus. He's going to get on his knees and he's going to beg, not Kyle Shanahan. He's going to beg Mike. He's going to beg Big
Mike.
Daddy. He's going to beg Big Daddy. He's going to get on his knees.
Big Daddy.
Your GOAT, Marcus. Your GOAT is going to get on his knees and beg to be on the 49ers. Please let your son coach me. Please.
I'm on my knees.
Right. Go. Tom Brady is soliciting to play for the 49ers. He is dry begging.
Oh my, I can't.
No, I mean, it makes sense.
While you're all there, why don't you hit that like button? All y'all on Facebook, please hit that like button right now. I know you're watching.
Gina DeVoice.
Gina DeVoice.
Gina D.A.
Please hit that
voice.
like button right now. I know you're on Facebook watching.
What's going on, Book?
Bookity
Jordan.
bookamania.
Jump in here, man. Jump in here, bro.
Jordan Dan, what's going on, man? How y'all doing?
It's all love.
It is.
Man.
We missed you.
Likewise, man. Likewise. Been busy, but likewise.
This voice.
No, but tell me,
Hey, this voice gonna get us like 30 likes.
I'm shooting for 100.
Like literally, I need people to live stream this joint. Like, put it out there. Be like, hey, Gina, we gonna get all the folks. We gonna get all the people. They're gonna be like, only $10. Only $10.
I thought about putting up a Patreon tier for like maybe watching me do my makeup or something. You think
Gina
it's
done
worth
brought
it?
OnlyFans for Patreon. Oh my gosh. This is
I
what
mean,
we become.
You never know. I mean,
You're
just
not
getting
wrong.
ready for 10 minutes.
You're not
Oh.
wrong.
Jordan Dan.
Funny.
Jordan Dan, Gina, I got a lot to say, man.
What you
Let's
got?
go.
About it.
Man, first of all, I missed y'all, man. How y'all
Miss
been?
you too, boss.
We
Yeah,
miss
same.
you.
It's great. It's great to be back.
Great to have you.
Great to be
Yeah.
back, man.
Yeah. Glad
What you
that
think about the
got
game on
fit
Sunday?
Which one?
Of course, the one we talking about, Niners Seahawks. What you think?
That was
Oh.
Saturday.
It was Saturday. Whoops, my bad.
It's all good. We forgive you.
No turbo.
Shout
No, they
shout-
won't.
shout out to
They
Gina.
won't turbo.
Um,
They won't.
so
Philadelphia winning that
Niners-
game. It's gonna be Philly, San Fran.
I agree.
Look, Jordan. It went how I expected it to go. Hold on, Dan. I got something for that, Dan. Hold on. It went how I expected it to go, bro. I thought it'd be like a tussle, third time facing a division opponent. It's hard to beat a division opponent 3 times. You feel what I'm saying? No matter how dominant you are, they know you. You feel what I'm saying? They
Yes.
know you, fam. So Niners had to make adjustments, and Pete Carroll, based on their personnel, couldn't keep up with the adjustments the Niners made.
Mhm.
So, the better team won the game, but it was I thought it was a good game. Seattle fought, they didn't just lay down, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Tampa did yesterday.
Yeah, that was
did yesterday.
atrocious.
Tampa did yesterday.
It's
But yeah,
atrocious. I fell asleep.
The Niners look like the best team in the playoffs. I'm gonna be real with you.
It's
Thank you.
hard to say. I mean, they had the biggest margin, but if I had to go consistency wise, right? Because I think that's the big thing in terms of who I think looks the best. It's not what the score you win by. It's how you look all the way through.
No, check this out, Joe. This is the reason I say that, because the Niners started out hot. They got
No, they
punched
didn't.
in the mouth, and then they adjusted. If we go to the Jaguars and Chargers game, the Chargers started out hot. They got punched in the mouth, and they never adjusted. You know what I'm saying? If we go to the Bills-Dolphins game, the Bills started out hot. The Dolphins punched them in the mouth, and they kind of tussled. You feel what I'm saying? So to me,
No, boo. I'll come back to that though. Go ahead. I'll come back to that game because that was bull.
Okay.
Hey, we
Okay,
know that the
okay.
call was put in for Buffalo to win, but okay.
Good call.
Okay.
Look, Dan, I got a lot to say about Buffalo, bro, because Me personally, I feel like that Buffalo Cincy game should be played at a neutral site, but that's another conversation.
Right.
That's another conversation.
The ball don't lie, though. The ball don't lie. Don't worry about it.
Look, I mean, the thing for me is there's one team for me that looked head and shoulders better than the team that they played against this weekend, and it was Dallas. Now, if you're asking me of all the teams that were left, do I think Dallas is the best team? I would say no. Do I think they're the best team this weekend? I would still say no. But
they played the weakest opponent this week.
Well, I mean,
yeah, they did.
Who was the Niners' opponent this week?
Check this out,
nobody here.
But they had Geno Smith. Geno Smith looked really good all season.
Hold on, wait, Jordan, check this out, Jordan. Check this out. The Bucks were a product of a bad division, bro.
I don't disagree.
Facts.
Are we? I don't.
Your division and your division.
But
yeah,
let's
look
at it this way too. Let's look at it this way too. Did y'all think going into this the Seahawks were that good of a team? Because guess what? Outside of those top two teams, the Niners and the Seahawks, the NFC West ain't a good division either. The Cardinals weren't good. The Rams, Dan, no, the Rams are not good either.
Dan, the Rams look foolish, but Seahawks were the surprising team.
They played better than expectations were. I don't disagree about that.
But Geno was playing like MVP level.
I wouldn't say MVP level, but they still are ahead of schedule.
I don't like talking positive about the Seahawks, but that's something I disagree. He was playing well.
I only have
Gina, look, comeback player of the year, Gina. Maybe comeback player of the year with MVP.
Yes, thank you.
Comeback player of the year, possibly.
He was playing. He broke a franchise record.
Oh, he did. I'm not saying that he was not. I'm not trying to say that he wasn't good. But I'm sitting here and saying, if you had to look at it as the whole team situation, nobody expected the Seahawks to be a deep Super Bowl threat. And like I said, a lot of times when it comes to the playoffs when it comes to the playoffs, it's all about matchups. What are the 49ers the best at on offense? Yards after contact, yards after catch.
Oh,
what are the Seahawks the worst
at? We're the way better team.
This will be proven. Yards after catch.
I'm just saying that we did play a decent team.
You played a solid.
You played a better team. The weakest team that played was Tampa. Yeah, they won their division, but I believe that Seattle can scrub Tampa. If it was Seattle and Tampa, I believe that Seattle can scrub Tampa.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Look at Kenneth Walker. He fucking rushed for 1,050 yards.
He's a phenomenal player.
I don't know what
he might win offensive rookie of the year.
Believing that they're actually a pretty good team.
I didn't say that. I'm talking about Seattle. I'm talking about Seattle right now. Seattle surprised a lot of people this year with how good they played, right? Like we all agree about that.
True.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. We also all agreed that Tampa is not very good either. The only reason I think that people thought that they would have a chance this weekend is like, hey, it's Tom Brady in the playoffs. You don't know what's going to happen since he's in there. Okay?
And it's Dallas.
It wasn't. Well, the one thing I'll say about Dallas related is that Dak Prescott has been turning the ball over at a super high rate. He has the most interceptions in the league, and he missed 5 games this year. That's the only part about Dallas that I really brought into it. So what I'm trying to say is Seattle put up a bigger fight against San Francisco. I think a lot of people thought they would. Dan, to your point, because you talked about how much you thought a blowout that was going to be. It was not a blowout until later in the game. So that's why I'm saying at the end of the day, and you can look at what Tampa Bay looked like those last few weeks in the year. They weren't the best team, but you saw what they had to do against Carolina. They were throwing, it was bombs over Baghdad. Shout out to Outcast. It was bombs over Baghdad.
They didn't have no corners, Jordan.
And then even the first half that they had against the Falcons, they looked solid. So I still say the most impressive team from start to finish was the Dallas Cowboys this past weekend. But I'm not saying that means that the Dallas Cowboys are the best team, period.
I think we're saying the same thing differently because I agree with you. Yes, Dallas looked the best. All I was saying is Dallas played the lesser competition.
But I'm taking that into consideration. That's my point. I'm saying, like, so when you play a lesser team, what are you supposed to do? You beat up on them.
Yeah,
you beat up on them. For the majority of the games, I know we're talking about those two games, right? Bucks and Cowboys, and also Seahawks and 49ers. Who did a better job of dominating a lesser opponent for the whole game?
Dallas.
For the whole game, Dallas. Definitely.
That's what I'm saying.
Dallas.
You're
right, Joe. Okay, I'll give you that,
That's
Joe.
what I'm saying. They look like the best team.
Gotcha.
All right, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that opinion.
And that's why I knew we agreed. I think the difference in what I was saying was I believe Seattle, because like you said, Seattle played a better game against San Fran than Tampa did against, and I think part of that is the division, right? But absolutely. Dallas was the most dominant team this weekend.
That's all I'm saying.
I agree with that. And all I'm saying is Tampa was the weakest team in the playoffs. Not because of Dallas, but just
let me ask
because.
You this, Gina.
What?
I'm sorry, Dan. I don't mean to cut you off, Dan. I apologize.
Go ahead, bro.
Gina, let me ask you this. Do you think Byron Leftwich should have been fired? Because the defense of Tampa Bay got shredded. But Byron Leftwich was the one who got fired today.
Did he get fired?
Oh,
today?
Is that late breaking?
Whoa.
Yeah, he out of here.
What?
Whoa.
No, wait. I didn't get that alert.
Hold on. I gotta look this one up.
Man, breaking news. Man, Byron Leftwich is gone, man.
I've been podcasting for 2 hours.
Ain't no way.
What?
Are you serious?
Y'all ain't know that?
No, I've been podcasting for 2 hours. I ain't get no notification on ESPN or nothing.
No.
There it is. I did not. Oh my gosh.
Breaking news, baby.
All right, listen. I got opinions on that. Here's the first one. You know whose fault this is?
Wow.
Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Tom Brady.
Yes.
We all know that.
Here's the thing. Let's start from the beginning. You know who should have never. I still fully believe Tom Brady was a big part of the reason why Bruce Arians was run out as head coach.
No, it's a fact.
That was the only reason.
It's a fact.
The only reason.
So that's the thing.
Fact.
So now you put someone else in there, and here's again the reason we talked about earlier with Tom Brady and Kyle Shanahan. Those are two bulls. They're gonna hit heads. That's the same thing that was gonna be Tom Brady and Bruce Arians. But guess what? Bruce Arians was the best thing that Tom Brady could have had possible in terms of calling plays, designing plays, yada, yada, yada in Tampa Bay. So, but obviously Tom wanted him gone because he wanted more control, which again introduced Byron Leftwich. So what you're going to do if you just keep bringing people in and out, yada, yada, things like that,
Turbo.
You're not fixing. Well, I do too, Turbo, because again, I'm a Falcons fan, so I got nightmares.
Me too, Turbo.
But
I'm a Rams fan.
Right. So no, that's the thing. It's just at the end of the day, this all goes, in my opinion, goes back to Tom Brady because this is what he wanted, right? He got his bed. Now you got to lie in it.
Right.
There go Marcus coming in to try to save his homeboy. Let me tell you how much of a non-GOAT that this man is. First of all,
Tommy the GOAT.
So the GOAT. Tampa. That's all I heard yesterday. Tampa.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That nonsense. Byron Leftwich is going to bounce back, and he's going to do well in this league. He's a great coach. He's an even better guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the only thing he can do was call the plays that best suited Tom Brady. Not a better quarterback, not a quarterback that can throw down the field, not a mobile quarterback. He only called plays that Tom Brady wanted to run. He was
limited. No run game to deal with either.
And no run game.
None.
Tom is the one that fucking threw INTs.
Well, he's also, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's the thing for Tom. This is what Tom needs. Again, he's 45 years old. Right?
Right.
Now think about, let's go back to when they first went to the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
What all did they have there together? They had a run game. They had all those receivers healthy. They also had one of the best defenses in the league. You could argue the defense is actually what carried them to that Super Bowl. If we're being 100% honest, you could argue that. So the thing is, Tom Brady at his old age, and again, it's nothing against Tom. It is what it is. You're 45. He needs a perfect situation to make things happen. And this year, Tampa Bay was not a perfect situation. And that's why
the 49ers. And that's why the 49ers are not going to pull up with that bullshit.
That's
why. Like I said, I agree. I don't think that needs to happen.
They're not putting up with none of that nonsense that he's bringing, the whole TB12 experience. Well, they got Bruce Arians booted, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It got Byron Leftwich booted. It got Todd Bowles on the hot seat because he was calling the defense, okay? Let's make that plain. All right? So the only reason why he's not going is because, shit, we just put him in place, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, Bruce Arians already, so they knew the problem was Tom. It's a gift and a curse with Tom Brady.
Yep.
And the 49ers have the luxury of not needing his services. Take that shit to the Jets, bro.
Hey, shout out to Van the Man. Thanks for joining us.
Go back to New England with that shit, bro. Like, ain't nobody dealing with that.
Well, you know where he needs to go. If anywhere that he goes,
he don't need to go to Vegas. He don't need to go to Vegas.
He needs to go to Vegas.
No, he doesn't.
That's what the fucking Raiders fans want, right? Jordan, you never talked about that.
I would love for him to go to Vegas because Josh McDaniels is not a good head coach. And
he's not a good head coach.
Tom
What
Brady,
play caller knows Tom Brady the best?
All I was going to say was, and if he's going to let Brady to run the show, great. They can both burn together because Bill Belichick was writing that ship in New England, which had control over Josh McDaniels and his play calling and over Tom Brady. So if you want to let Tom Brady run the show, which we saw what he did in Tampa Bay, that organization is going under fast.
But that's why I say the only. Like I wanted to make that clear. Like I'm saying the only place he could go in that regard is Vegas because you have a play caller.
They're going to burn together in Vegas.
But you know what? Hey, word to Seth Rollins, burn it down.
If he dies, he dies.
He dies.
If he dies, he dies.
Gina,
And now you're Regina G after dark.
I didn't think. Thank you, Nate. Byron Leftwich has not been fired.
Well, so Dove Kleiman, he put out a tweet. So this is where I think people were getting it from. Dove Kleiman said the report is the Bucs are to fire offense coordinator Byron Leftwich. So that came out today.
That's weak. That's weak.
Can we please stop talking about Tom Brady?
He cheated in that Super Bowl against the Falcons too. I don't know how he did it, but he cheated. I just know that much.
I like this guy. I like Turbo Duran. We are on the same page. You're right, Turbo. Let's stop talking about Brady and his cheating ways, the phony goat,
and the tuck roll,
the PED taker, the ball deflator,
practice watcher,
the camera watching.
Gate.
You know what I'm saying? Like
binoculars,
the sash bringing slasher.
Look at Marcus.
Marcus want to talk about he a goat. He a goat, all right, a Billy goat. That's what he is. That's what he is. In Granny's form. That's what he is.
Cell phone thrower, the tantrum thrower.
Right.
You said
breaker,
helmet thrower.
Right. Like he's such a big little bitch. Such a big bitch.
Marcus, a lot of hate.
Hey, y'all remember last year? Y'all remember last year when he got hit and he wanted to show the ref his bloody lip?
Yes.
You remember this year when he got hit by Grady Jarrett and then complained to the ref about roughing the passer that wasn't roughing the passer?
Look at my lip. It's got blood on it. It's blood. My lip.
I'm still mad about that game.
I know you are, Jordan, and you have every right to be. Because this is what they do for Brady, man. I'm tired of this old bum, man.
Jordan, we had that was when I first brought you on the show, right?
Right. That was after that game.
Yeah, and Jordan was on Adam's network, and we talked about that bullshit flag.
Again, as a former, I'll put it this way. I'll give you even more context. Here's the reason why I get so mad about roughing the passer calls. Not even just because, again, I was a former D lineman. I'll put it this way. So 2015, we play at Levi Stadium against USC. This is like the game where, so everyone was making the whole thing about when Christian went crazy in that Rams game. And yes, he actually might be the worst ref in the NFL. You're right. But in that game, so remember the Rams game this year, Christian threw for a touchdown, ran for a touchdown, right? So obviously he did the same thing though at Levi Stadium against USC Pac-12 championship. Threw for a touchdown, ran for a touchdown, caught a touchdown. So another thing that happened in that game, early fourth quarter, I'm in the game. I hit Cody Kessler. If y'all remember that name, Cody Kessler. And
of course we remember Cody.
Yeah. So the thing that happened was true to form, all right, I hit him. They say, like, you're not supposed to bring him down to the ground. All right, boom, I let my hands go. I get a roughing the passer call, right? So come off the field. Here's how it happened. Coach Shaw, I see him. He's like going at this angle, right? Where I'm going. So I'm just like, all right, well, I see him. I'm going to start going this way. He starts keep going this way too. So I'm like, all right, well, I got to deal with it. So he gets on me that day. And I just remember telling him, I was like, you know what? I just don't think I hit him late. I really don't. Next day, flash forward to the next day. We had our end of the year banquet. Coach Shaw comes up to our table, like my parents are there, yada, yada. Coach Shaw says, you know what? You're right. We watched it back. That was not roughing the passer. It was a bad call. So ever since then, I have it out for roughing the call passers. Like that's the beef of roughing the call passers.
Yeah.
That's understandable, Jordan. I mean, it was terrible. We all knew it was bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like
it was so bad.
It was horrible. What a great play by Grady. What a great play. What a great play to get in. And that changed the entire game. That one call changed the entire game. Like, first of all, the Bucs weren't even supposed to be in the playoffs. Let's be honest.
No.
They cheated against the Falcons. They cheated against the Saints. And they cheated against the Panthers. Like, all of their division wins came from cheating. Blown calls, refs looking away. You know what I mean? Oh, why are we still talking about him? Anyway. Get sucked in, man, because that's what they want. All they want, every outlet, every news. Let's talk about Tom. Let's talk about Tom. Tom.
Especially Skip Bayless.
If we're gonna talk about Tom, let's talk about the real stuff. Let's talk about what Giselle is thinking about right now. Let's think about what Tom's kids was looking at on TV last night. Let's talk about that shit. I want to know if one of his kids was like, so Daddy doesn't want to come home to play like this. Like, I want to know the real stuff. You know what I'm saying? I want to see if Tom
bringing up the kids
was like, really what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want, man. If we're gonna talk about Tom Brady, give me the inside scoop. I want the inside scoop on Brady boy.
Also, I gotta put this out real quick because so again, as we know, y'all might have seen one of our other hosts, Rod. He was in here earlier, not feeling well today, so he had to call out. So I'm gonna carry on the tradition for him. I have my blue cup, so I'm gonna be the one that says it. Hey, you always have your blue cups, red cups invited.
That's right.
Shout out to Rod. I hope you feel better.
Red cups
feel better, Rod.
Whenever, Rod, I checked on him too. I texted him while we was off to the side because I'm like,
okay,
cuz what's up?
I texted him too.
so yeah, all is well. So he got the blue cup. You got it going on, Jordan. I don't have the red cup today because whenever I'm in the house, whenever the Steinway is in the back, I have to keep it classy. Whether it's the copper, whether it's the glass. If I'm in the street, I'll have the red Solo cup. But other than that, when the Steinway is in the back, okay, you got to keep it classy.
All right, Damien.
Tickle the keys.
All right, Damian Wood. Gina, you got to stop.
Watch him tickle the keys.
Shout out to Christian Carver 314, y'all.
Gina with the voice.
You said shout out to Christian. Is that what you said, Boot?
Shout out to Christian Carver 314. He asked, "What do I do at quarterback?" Being a Saints fan, do we keep Jameis, Andy, or Taysom? I mean, Taysom under contract. You know, we got Taysom under contract for another year, so you have to keep him. But no, Jameis is gone. You definitely draft a quarterback. Yeah, Jameis is out. You definitely draft a quarterback. Me personally, I want Anthony Richardson from Florida. You know, I'm a Gator fan. I want Anthony Richardson from Florida.
I want you to have Anthony Richardson too, please.
Of course you do.
Please.
I'm sitting up here like, boo, you just, or is this pick just because you're a fan of Florida? Because I don't think a lot of Gators want him.
No, listen. I knew y'all were gonna say that. I don't only want A-Rich. I want A-Rich with a comparable offensive coordinator, my friend. I don't just want A-Rich.
I'm saying, you know, the big change y'all need to do is fire Dennis Allen, which I know is not happening.
Yeah, they're bringing him back, man. Unfortunately, I've cried, bro. My pillow is wet, bro. If you can see my pillow slip, bro, my pillow is wet. They're bringing him back for another year, bro. Like, I don't know, bro.
Meanwhile, Sean Payton is interviewing at other fucking franchises.
I want to know how you feel about that. Payton. That's what I want to know how you. I want to know how you feel about your coach who wants to coach, but he doesn't want to coach your team, his team.
I mean, I'm cool with that. Listen. It goes back to Jameis Winston, man. You think if Jameis Winston would have been Hall of Fame caliber, Sean Payton would have left? No, he left because you have to have a QB to win in this league, bro.
You do.
That's
Jimmy G.
No. That's why he left. So, but the good thing about that is, guys, is we have to get compensated for whoever hires Sean Payton because he's still in the contract.
They said a mid to late first rounder.
Nah, that's what Sean said. No, Sean. That's what he said. No,
Gina, I know you didn't just say what I thought you said.
No, that's what New Orleans said. They said they.
No, I'm talking about the Jimmy G
rounder
thing.
For compensation for Sean.
I'm talking about the Jimmy G side.
Well, Falcons can use Jimmy G too.
All right. Well, you know what? It's been fun. Thanks y'all for allowing me to be on the show. I think it's time for me to go.
Oh my God!
Good night. We'll talk to you.
Wait, before you go, Turbo wants to know who are your 3 playmakers in offense this Sunday.
Ooh, this is a fun one. Because honestly, and I was gonna save this for when we did the preview show, but I don't think my difference maker is on offense or defense for either team. It's special teams.
Oh.
I'm looking at Ray McLeod versus Kervontae Turpin because when you look at it, it's the number one number one defense in the league versus number 2 defense in the league. Things are going to be happening back and forth. The biggest thing for me in this game is going to be field position. Who can help create the best field position? And obviously, a big part of that is if your return specialist can make things happen.
Mm-hmm.
The Niners have been talking about this for weeks now. They feel like Ray McLeod is that close to take that back. Kervontae Turpin is also someone who he's already taking some back. So we saw the changes that the 49ers have made this year going into the season of we saw the changes they made with the special teams coordinators to make sure they can bulk up special teams, right? So that's what I'm looking at. I think that's going to be the biggest difference. Those are my difference makers.
Okay.
And also Brett Maher, like you can't go over 4 in extra points. Can't happen.
Yes, he can. No, that's what they need. 49ers need that energy this week, Brett.
I'm just saying in terms of your job, like your job is to kick. You cannot go 0 for 4 on extra. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, if he don't want a job no more, he can.
What in the world is Nate talking about?
I did not tickle Jordan's keys.
Whoa.
Nate is crazy. Jimmy could help y'all win the division, Jordan.
Who was y'all?
The NFC South. The NFC South.
Jimmy could easily
he can't.
do that.
I'm putting it this way. I'm gonna put it this way. There's only 2 quarterbacks the Falcons are gonna have next year. It's either gonna be Desmond Ritter or it's gonna be Lamar Jackson. Outside of, I don't want to hear nothing about no Jimmy.
Ooh,
I don't want to hear
LJ,
nothing about no Jimmy. All right.
No, it will not. Let me water down those dreams for Falcon fans out there.
Shout out to Dominic 49er. Thanks for joining the chat, Dominic.
I don't think we're going to get him. That's not my point. Here's how I look at it. Who has some of the most cap space in the NFL? It's the Falcons. Who has some good draft?
You would have got Deshaun Watson.
Yes.
You would have got Deshaun.
Well, we tried to. We were going to get Deshaun until the Browns came in the last minute and offered this super crazy
with that guaranteed money. With that guaranteed money, Jordan.
I am happy. I am happy that we did not get. I did not want Deshaun. I did not. But my thing is,
why not? Right?
You know why?
I know Jordan.
It's nothing.
Jordan doesn't like that shit.
I did not. I could.
Jordan's not about that.
Yeah.
About what? About what?
He's a nasty man. All right. That's the best way I can put it. That's the best way I can put it. All right. I'll just leave it at that. Okay. But
he's from the city.
What you mean? If they're gonna throw the bag at Deshaun like that, of course they're gonna try to see what they can do for Lamar. You gotta watch this. The more Lamar does not want to play,
Lamar wants $250 guaranteed,
which is fine. I got you. Yes, like I said, we have all this space. We can actually pay him for that. We can do that. We can do that.
The thing is, you could have did it for Deshaun, and you didn't.
But he's a nasty man. All right. But like I said,
but Arthur was willing to take him being nasty.
I know he was. No, Arthur loves Deshaun. Arthur loves him. Arthur loves Deshaun. I totally get it. He didn't want to pay the guaranteed money. But guess what? We also didn't have the guaranteed money available last year. We have some of that money coming up this year.
So you're ready to pay Lamar $250.
You got to see what I'm saying. If they want to entertain it, I am cool with it. I would rather take some of that money and look elsewhere and bolster up other places on this roster.
The roster, right?
That's what I want to do. Like Daron Payne, hey, come on to Atlanta. We get these draft picks right. I want I think his name is Miles Murphy from Clemson. Come on to Atlanta. That's what I want to do. But I totally understand if they want to go ahead and get Lamar Jackson, because we talked about this the last time. Think about the sales. Think about the play style that Lamar Jackson has that resembles a former quarterback in Atlanta. I totally get it. Slide on through. Slide on through.
I'm not knocking it at all. Listen, that would be pandemonium in Atlanta if Action Jackson arrived in the A. It would be like Falcons fans have been like resurrected.
Let me ask you this. Dan. Gina, and Jordan. What do y'all think about Vic's comments saying Lamar should have put a brace on and played?
No.
I say shut up.
No.
That's how I feel. Shut up. Athlete, look, I think people don't understand. Athletes know their body better than anybody else.
Yeah.
Also, shout out Van the Man.
Yeah.
New subscriber. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir, man.
He came from Niner Sickness podcast. I appeared on his podcast. Thank you for checking us out. Gina repping a Bay Area 49er fan here. I'm the only one right now currently that's a Niner fan on this show, but we have other Niner fans. Dan the Man is a Rams fan. Jordan is a Falcons fan, and Book is a Saints fan, and we take care of the NFC division.
They take care of us. I know that much.
Right. Hey, Turbo.
That's all
The reason why, like, my man, I wasn't trying to, you know, I wasn't trying to be like that. But you know, I'm out, you know, somewhere in the coast. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm out here, man. That's why it's daylight out here. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you looking at the aesthetics of the home, things of that nature. But you know, I'm somewhere else right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give my exact location.
Okay.
But I appreciate it though. I appreciate it.
Santa Clara in the house. Go Niners. Keith is in the house. Lamar should go
What
to
up,
Miami or Vegas.
No, I shouldn't. No, literally, outside of Baltimore, the best offense that's suited for him literally would be Atlanta. It would.
Nah, I mean,
Why
Lamar
do you
could
say that,
go.
Jordan? Why do you say
Because
that?
we're designed and suited for. We've had nothing but mobile quarterbacks this past year, whether it was Marcus Mariota or Desmond Ridder. So we actually have certain.
So you've been prepared for 1 year.
If
Right.
who else had like literally look at any other team. What other team out there that needs a quarterback is suited for Lamar Jackson and what he can bring to the offense?
I would love to have him in LA.
The
I would
offense
love to
is
have
not
him in
suited
LA.
for him. It's not suited for him.
I don't know.
They about
Maybe we
to
could
leave,
bring, maybe we could bring somebody in there.
Hey, besides, you want Trey
They about
Lance.
to leave,
You
man.
good.
You want Trey Lance?
Hey,
They about to leave, man.
no, he recommitted, Boop.
He recommitted?
Yeah, he recommitted.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you know what? I am listen, I gotta head out, but I want to say this one thing real quick. Everybody, looks like the updates have been good, but please keep in your prayers the same way we did for DeMar Hamlin. Again, as a former player, it hurts me. It's hard to see people get carted off the field and things like that. We saw Russell Gage go off the field last night.
Yeah.
So please keep your prayers going for him that he continues to recover. Also for Peyton Hillis as well. There's a story last week. You know, he was in the water trying to save his kids, and I know he's been struggling, been coughing up sand, things like that. So prayers up to both of them.
He saved them though.
And
So
yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yeah, shout out to that. So
he's doing back, Jordan. He's doing better, Jordan. Peyton Hillis
He's doing better too.
Yeah, I heard mix. I heard he was doing better. There were some days he was coughing up sand. So but you know, again, at the end of the day, till they get discharged out of the hospital, prayers up to both of them. Make sure they get it out, get back to their families, and that's all I have. And I'll see everybody when it's time to preview Niners and Cowboys. Because
give me a who that, Jordan, before you leave.
Wait.
Give me a who that before you leave, bro.
You said what? See, you know, he froze. He got caught. He froze. I ain't saying no who nothing. What happened?
Trade for 3 firsts.
Hey, Dominator, you will not get 1 first for Trey Lance. Or 1.
Oh, shit.
Or 1.
I'm going to be going soon too, but it is Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. We celebrated it yesterday, and I kind of consider it like, well, the whole month, even though we should be celebrating Black history every day, 365 days of the year. Sometimes 366.
Are you Black? Are you Black? Are you Black?
No,
yeah,
but I have Black in my family, and I'm Sicilian, so hello. It's like right by Africa.
Talk that talk, girl. Talk.
But anyway, now I have Black nieces. Anyway, so yeah, you know, we always have to look out, and so I just wanted to say that we always have to, you know, be respectful of everybody and never, ever, ever prejudge anybody based on the color of their skin, religion, and creed, color, what have you. And Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Wanted equality for all, and that's what I gotta say.
That's well said, Dina. We don't need to say nothing else after that.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks for the likes. Thanks
Marcus,
for the
be
new
quiet.
subscribers.
Thanks
For
for
the
love.
Patreon.
She no light skin. I thought so,
Oh, yeah.
Marcus. I did think she was light skin, bro. For real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm white skinned.
Light skin, Sicilian African.
An ex-boyfriend used to say, I know you got black in you. And I'm like, shut the hell up.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah, he was black and Filipino and Spanish.
You
But
got
anyway,
black in you.
who knows, right? But
We're going to
anyway.
investigate you, Gina. We're going to investigate.
I need a 23andMe.
23 and me. It's over.
Thanks, you guys, for joining.
Everybody.
Don't miss Friday's show, okay?
Oh,
it's
going
49ers versus Cowboys,
It's going
NFC divisional round. It's going
going
down.
You heard?
Tell every Cowboy fan you know to
Okay.
tune in Friday.
Do we have one for the show? Do we have one for the show, Dad?
Friday.
Oh, we do. We have a Cowboys fan, a friend of mine named Ben. Luckily, he's not delusional. Luckily.
Okay, cool. All right. Cool. I'm going to enjoy that one, huh?
Yeah,
So,
not me.
yeah.
I'm going to enjoy
Yes,
this one.
like this channel, subscribe.
Like and
Hey,
subscribe.
what's up, Sin? Shout out to Sin, Cinnamon, my sis. But
Shout out to
yeah,
Cinnamon.
Sin.
For real. Rest in peace, Bernie Mac.
Rest in peace,
Like
Bernie
this
Mac.
channel.
Hey, Marcus knew the vibes.
Subscribe. Exactly. All right, guys, we're gonna hit you on the outro, but become a Patreon member, and you will find out who our upcoming special guests are. I have to tell you that they are famous. So
Oh,
if you want to find out, please
Fine.
subscribe. Bye.
Get it.
blessings, Miss Debbie. Blessings, Miss Debbie.